What
Sorry,
is
I'm
up,
out in the cold
everyone?
pushing the trash cans.
And welcome back to another episode of the Sesh Program. We started a little bit early. I'm here with my guest, Dylan Farr, who is out in the cold pushing the trash cans, and is a very funny person.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm having my friend do the other one. It's fucking cold. It is 30 degrees.
wow. Michigan, right?
Yep, Michigan.
Gotcha. So, fantastic. Yeah, Dylan, welcome back to the show, man. Glad to have you on.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Um,
I'm very glad to be back.
yeah, it's been a while since we were able to talk with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know how it goes. Sometimes the schedules don't match up, and we gotta wait a little bit, but I
Y-
am happy to be back.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things was happening is you just finished doing the horror show, the haunted house, right?
Haunted House.
How was that?
Yep, that ended on November 2nd. That was fun. That was extremely fun.
So you did the entire run?
Get to scare people and get paid for it? Hell yeah.
Right, right, both those
Yes,
things
I did.
exactly.
I did the entire season.
That is real fun, man. That started about a month ago, I think. It was the beginning of October we talked. You were about to start it. Um, so anything,
It started at the end of September.
that's correct.
Started September 27th and went to November 2nd. Sorry. I'm a stickler for details sometimes.
I got you. Yeah, no, and that's important. So that's the entire run. Um, which is so awesome, man. Anything extremely memorable this year?
We had a big blowout party at the end, which is where everyone gets drunk, basically off what's left in the bar crawl
Okay,
bars.
okay.
And it's one of those things. It was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had.
That's awesome.
Trash. Alright, settle down.
Sorry, I'm talking to my best friend. He's helping carry stuff in from outside.
Oh, that's your guy. Do you guys need a couple minutes? I know we started a
He
couple minutes
actually
early. Did you did you need a couple minutes? And gotcha. Maybe I lost you on the call. All right. Well, Dylan is currently not with us. He's no longer with us. Which is rad. So that's a thing going on. Uh, Let me see if I can pick this up from here. What is up,
hello.
buddy? How are you? Welcome
I
back.
did not mean to just accidentally shut off of that call.
Oh, is that how that
That
happened?
was
Gotcha.
that was an accident.
Aha.
I
Okay.
would not just leave the middle of a conversation just to. No, if I ever am gonna leave a conversation, I will tell you, hey, I gotta head out for a minute.
Right, right. Do you need a couple minutes to finish up what you're doing?
Um, if I could go use the bathroom and come back, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so
I
perfect.
just got home. I just got home, and I'll tell you where I got home from when I come back. Okay?
Fantastic. Yeah, go ahead and gather your
All right.
thoughts. We'll just there you go.
All right, all
That's
right. I will.
fantastic.
I will call you back in a minute. Let
Well,
me go take care of business.
for
All right.
sure. Sounds good, Dylan. So, guys, that's Dylan Farr, a stand-up comedian up in the northern Ohio, southern Michigan area. Very, very funny guy. I didn't even get to give him a good intro, unfortunately. We just started rolling because he's always a fun guy to talk to. But he's your Spitfire comic. Um, I think you can find him at Autistic Spitfire Comedy. Um, he's your Autistic Spitfire. There you go. Is his slogan. He's a very fantastic, very funny man. Very observant. I appreciate him quite a bit for his sense of humor and observations about the world. I met him through Jake Mattis and Francisco Berenga, uh, who are the Couch Potato Productions. Uh, they do another podcast which I was listening to. The name of it I'm forgetting. Anyway, they interview, sit down with comedians there in the area, and Dylan is one of those comedians. Uh, just a fantastic guy. So he has some big news he was hoping to share, which is why we jumped on early, and hopefully he. Okay, gotcha. Yes, the news he's gonna share. He's gonna share where he was coming from. So, cool. Well, hopefully Flamingo will be on shortly, and we will have the Sesh program. Um, hopefully, we'll see. We'll see our friends soon. Um, and one of the things I want to take the time to talk about is something that Tracy Yaste brought up a couple of weeks ago on one of these sessions. If you guys haven't caught that episode yet, definitely go back and look at it. It's called it's an awfully big adventure, I think, or something like that. Uh, and I'll make sure that you see it below or see the video at this time. Um, but yeah, go check it out because she shared one of the things she shared. It was has been really earth shaking and affirming for me because she introduced this thing called the telepathy tapes, which is a podcast you can hear on YouTube and pretty much anywhere there are podcasts. You've probably heard of if you've been listening to these podcasts here. You hear me talking about it a lot, um, and it's something I want to shout out more because I think more people need to know about it, and we need to begin thinking about the ramifications of this and what our responsibility or what our actions are to do about this because so it's called the telepathy tapes. I think I mentioned it and thank you Tracy for mentioning it to us because it is wow. Um, what it goes into is how humans are connected to each other, seem to be connected to each other telepathically, and then much deeper, what all the psi sensors kind of do and are, and how many of them are being proven as valid, and now, yeah, and now people need to stop and think about that. It goes into more in the second season, which has really been blowing my mind with that foundation. Is that there, basically season one is that there seems to be something weirder going on than we thought, and season two starts to unravel what is happening that is so weird. How ideas have a shape of their own that need to be born in their way, and how they come to people who are willing to implement them, and they shy away from people who aren't ready. Um, And things like the man who is seeing the world simply as interference patterns of light, when light is becoming, uh, a wave. So yeah, one of the things that has just been like striking me is just like how it shifts your perspective on the world. Most times, that's one that you only get when you're like, and you're tripping, right? You lose your sense of ego and you begin to see how the world is actually coming together. But this is like provable interactions. This is science and numbers that are being crunched and measurements that are being made to verify the existence of this. So that's why I'm like, I think that we need to, what's up, buddy? Think more about what this means for us as humans that have the ability to do these things. So, um, caught me rambling, Flamingo. Welcome to the show.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Starting to get a little better from the sickness.
That's good. Nobody's down with the
Yeah,
sickness.
I'm never down.
Yeah, right. I mean, we get suggested that we should, but I think it's just virus propaganda. So you got the guy who does the music for the game we're gonna play tonight. When are
Yeah.
they coming by?
Well, I hit him up, I guess, right before he was going to bed. So, um, he just said we could probably set it up. Um, so we'll probably talk more about it tomorrow. He's gonna listen to my song I made today.
That's what's up. Sweet. Yeah, just yeah, keep me posted because that's super fun. We'll put it up on the calendar so people will know to listen for that. Because that's really exciting, dude. Um,
Yeah.
we have
No,
on
like for real.
yeah,
I mean, uh, huge inspiration for me personally, and the fact that we're playing the game, like that's huge.
right, and I mean the music is great. We just got that
Oh,
little
music's amazing.
glimpse into it.
I'm gonna link his music in our server and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely do that, and then I can also list as we do for this video, and shout them out. So yeah, not to dick tease too much, but yeah, we're gonna be playing Shapes 2 tonight. Uh, as Chandler is excited, we also have a guest Dylan Farr on the podcast, a stand-up comedian from Southern Michigan, Northern Ohio area. So very funny guy. Uh, super odd, which is my favorite. So fun conversations.
Yeah. Wait, so I can just stream the. I'm not gonna mess with that.
Like you can stream from the game or something.
Well, Discord was asking me if I just wanted to stream the game, but
This
I
timing is
just did it
perfect.
the way I normally do it.
Right as you started.
Every time I try to
Dylan
take
call.
shortcuts, it never goes well, and Discord doesn't
What's
know
up, buddy?
that. So
Hey, Skip.
How are you?
It's been a long day.
Um,
It's been a very long day.
gotcha. Um, and so you're saying that, uh, Chandler, you can't hear Dylan, can you?
no.
Dang it, it's not letting me share while I'm looking at your screen for some reason.
Are you on Discord right now?
I am, yeah, and
Weird.
I'm trying to get you patched in, but for some reason it's not letting me share
Give me a
along.
second.
It's all right.
Give me a second. No, give me a second or I can fix that. I got my computer back. I just don't have internet, so I'll have to run it off my hotspot. I can't guarantee that it'll work properly, but
Oh, okay, so you're gonna try to just join the Discord directly.
yes.
Cool. That will make
Let me
this less weird. Um,
do my medications first, all right? Because yeah, sorry, I have to take medications each night.
all right. Well,
Such is the way of.
I'm in the conversation with Flamingo right now between the two of you, and neither one of you can hear each other.
Well, let me hop on there then. Let me see if I can figure out how to set up this cooling plate.
Gotcha.
And
1 second, because this is not. Sorry, Flamingo. Give me 1 second to get that.
You're good, man.
let me see if I can do this. One moment. I apologize. You have to do things a little different for me. I hate it when people have to do that. I'm like, I'm autistic. People have been doing things differently for me for my entire life.
Well, it's because we have to do things differently. This is how it is. Yeah. I was put into a new situation as I'm working a new job, and people around me are like, all this blah blah blah. I'm like, just calm down, right? Like, I'm like, my level of autism, I will catch whatever it is that you're doing, but it'll take me a second, right? Like, just give me a second, I
Right.
will figure it out. And it really, it only, yeah, like, people are like, why can't you get it? I'm like, Jesus, like, calm the fuck down. And then, like, now I've got it, like, as fast or faster than other people because, like, I'm like, my brain, like, wrapped around what the motor skills are. And so, like, after that was down, no problem. So,
Right.
Dylan, you're in a good spot. Dylan was explaining how people always have to do things different around him, but, like, because of our autism, but so just like, what do you want? Everybody's kind of neurodivergent.
Yeah, that's
True,
the
in
truth
some
of the
way.
matter is everyone's a bit neurodivergent these days. Let me see if I can. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. Okay, computer's up and running. Let's see if I can connect it to my hotspot.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna disconnect with you so you can do that. I'm Dylan. We'll see you soon on the Discord.
Yes, sir.
Say that again.
All right. So it sounds like Dylan's gonna take on the challenge of coming onto the Discord. Um, I was trying to patch him in through a stream from the Instagram because there was no delay. Every time he gets on the Discord, there's just like a big delay. But if that's the case, we can just ask a question and then wait as you play. So we're gonna be doing something anyway.
Okay.
You want to explain shapes too?
Yeah, so I'm starting a new world just for the sake of documentation. I'm hoping that this will be like a really long series as I get better and better with it. I'm naming it the Sesh Program.
Nice.
So, like, I do have another world that I work on, but anytime I'm on the podcast, I'll work on this world. And then that way it'll all be coherent and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll just get right into this.
So it's gonna
I
show us
will-
like what the goal is and
For
stuff.
anybody who,
Oh yeah. Okay.
for anybody who doesn't know much about this game, so you need to get, in this game, you need to get your operator's license, and so that's like basically the tutorial, and that's just showing you how to lay down these miners and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And getting it to the hub and everything like that.
Okay.
But this, like right here, is like the actual start of the game where you got to make a colored one or find a colored one and cut them and turn them or whatever. So that's where we're at. We got to make these two shapes right here.
Okay. And those are out on those tiles in space.
Yes, so this is our portal. We need all of these shapes to go into the portal. And then here is the the shape asteroids, I guess you could call them. You can see they're being laser mined,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
it comes up into, and then you have, so those are the miners, and then these are the extractors, and that's what extracts the small shapes, like the actual shapes that you're working with.
Gotcha.
And then you transfer stuff with like space belts
Which you have down there
in the
on the
big
bottom.
scale.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yep. And then when you're down here, you use regular belts.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. That's a large platform. Seen. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
Yeah.
it looks very small from space, but when you get up close to it, it's like, wow, I could run a mile around this thing probably.
Right, right. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm really liking that it's floating out in space. I like the backdrop a lot. Um, that's all really fun. And just like how it's so expansive. Um, and so I can see how you
Yeah.
could like kind of tweak out on this. Um,
Oh yeah, I mean, as far out here as you want to go, there's no limit to what you can do.
oh wow.
Any shape you want to make, like you don't have to do the shapes they want you to do. If you want to just like make something cool, you can just do it.
So what's the purpose of making shapes?
And then
I mean, obviously you have these goals,
I don't
but
so I don't think there is I don't know, I don't think there's an in-game lore to it.
okay.
Obviously it's just really satisfying to like do it, but the lore that I've come up with is that basically like this is the ether outside of the physical realm, and you know it's our job to make shapes so that we can keep the simulation going.
Right, okay,
something
yeah,
like that.
that's cool. And I wasn't really asking necessarily about deep lore, but more like what does it accomplish in the game by putting the
Oh,
shapes
okay.
together?
So, yeah, I should have said that first.
It's okay. No, that's a,
So, like I said, the first two
Oh,
levels
okay, I
are,
see.
this is your operator's license. It's
Okay.
showing you how to use everything. And then, like, this is where the game starts, and you have to unlock fluids and painting. And I have to
I'm with you,
deliver
okay.
this many in order to get the, yeah.
nice.
And
Okay,
then there's
gotcha.
optional
So, yeah, the shapes are resources.
There's side tasks here that also give you research points, and research points is how you buy upgrades to make your factory like way better.
Fun. Okay,
Different stuff.
cool. I was
Like
yeah,
trains
basically it was
and-
like white
yeah.
shapes, and now I see white shapes. Okay, and you're like, of course,
Logic
trains.
wires. Yeah, it gets crazy, man. Like I've only scratched the surface of this game, and I've played it for over 100 hours. So, wait, let's see how long I have played this for. 122 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, we'll try to unlock painting on this episode. That'll be our goal.
That'll be fun. I'm down.
Yep.
So
So right now we can't. It's kind of more of a challenge before you do it. You know, before you get painting, because once you can paint, you can just paint whatever you want. But before that, you have to go find it and cut it, and like this.
Oh, so
can
you
just
can-
cut these in half
Ah.
and send them. I've got a miner here that I've already made.
Nice. You made that during the tutorial?
No, I actually made this with my. So all of this is my blueprint book. I made all of these, and it's basically just things that you don't have to build again. So you build it once, and then you've got a blueprint.
That's
No.
awesome. Okay.
So I don't have to sit there and do all of this all over again.
Oh, jeez.
And so I make that a module. You know, if I need a cutter, I don't have a whole lot of them made yet, but you know, topside cutter right here. You know, bam! Look at that. We already got it.
Wow.
I didn't even try to do that, but look at that. That was cool.
Wow. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that's a lot of real
So-
teeny details. So you found the big
Mhm.
spots. And it's
Yep,
just
these are chopping them in
simulating
half, getting rid of that
process.
west half. It looks like we're north, so I can literally just, yep. And this green check mark means that it's facing the right direction, so I can literally just send them. It looks like there's something here that's not unlocked yet, so that's why there's that empty space. But we don't even need anything, so there we go.
So the last thing would be you'd have to rotate it to the right position if it was coming up wrong.
Yes, you'd have to rotate it
Gotcha.
with the rotator. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
And then
Oh,
these are shape mining extensions, so this only does one of these four. You have to have these going into it to get all four of these going.
huh.
So see how this one isn't lit up anymore? And this one is? That's because we only have two going into it. We need three.
Okay, I gotcha.
And then now we got four.
And that fills up all the pockets.
Yep.
Nice.
So now we can have two of these going. And then we can just deliver these right here. And then we gotta make a sort of delivery system here, I suppose. We'll go here.
Gotcha. It has the same, like, it's hitting the same fun thing as like wiring, right? And
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Yeah, because I see that's exactly what you're doing, circuitry. Um,
circuitry,
yeah.
exactly. And it actually teaches you a lot of like computer science fundamentals without like actually teaching you. It's pretty interesting.
Right. We were talking to
Now you can
Tracy,
see all
right?
these going.
And she was talking about how her kid was really into Minecraft. And was building
Yep.
all sorts of things in Minecraft, and I was like, like he's learned like engineering principles without even intentionally trying to pick them up.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. There's wiring and everything. Yeah, in Minecraft too with redstone. Yep.
Well, that's what she was saying, is that he was like making devices and stuff, and I'm like, again, right? Like if you made a device in
Right.
Minecraft, you know how to make devices.
Mm-hmm. Or at least the general idea.
Yeah, like maybe not. You know the principles, if not the materials and the temperature
Mm-hmm.
limits and stuff like that. Um, like you're not going to know exactly how to build a computer after playing this game, but once you got into the circuitry of the computer, you'd be like, "Oh, I've seen this stuff before. This is exactly what the dorks were making me do in shapes
Right.
too."
Exactly.
You know. And there, of course, dorks who are doing this because they love to tweak out on this sort of stuff. And they're like, "What if a game was exactly like building a circuit board?" Oh, it does have a good soundtrack.
No way. That was way too easy.
How did you? Okay, so they go through a series of cuts.
Yeah.
And,
So
and you
this
need
one
it
is
on
just
the.
being cut once,
Gotcha.
but it looks like it's not on the right side. It looks like I'll have to rotate it.
Right, yeah, exactly. So how did it get to the right side?
I'm gonna have to rotate it 3 times too. So this might not work. Unless I make like a separate rotator. Yeah, because that's north. Pro tip, if you press N, it'll always face you north.
Ah, okay, gotcha. And
Um,
why is it giving
I'll
you a
have
green
to...
check mark if it needs to be rotated?
No, that I'm not sure about. Maybe it's just like the right shape, but not the right direction. Yeah. It says valid.
Oh, gotcha.
But, okay, so that's not gonna work. Um,
So you have to move them off to the sides or something to get them to, so you have room to rotate them?
yeah, we'll just have to rebuild this module. Can you hear this music?
Yeah.
Good.
Also, yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was loud enough.
It's really, really quiet. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, if I turn it up, it'll be like way in my ears.
You
I can turn it up a little bit.
No worries. But yeah, I can't hear the music. I was just sharing.
We'll do
how's that?
30. That's good.
You still good?
Yeah.
You can still hear fine.
Yeah, should be good enough.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. That we'll get to talk to the guy who made the music.
Oh, I know. I'm so hyped for that.
Bro, it'd be cool if he came in for one of the Sesh programs where you guys are making music, and if you did like a collab, because I'm sure he's also same thing. Like he's hearing riffs and being like, "Yeah, let's hit it."
Yeah, he man. Yeah, he's definitely on whatever wavelength I'm on.
That's awesome, right? Like you hear it.
Just with the way that, his arrangement is, it's just very similar to how I think. Nah, it ain't gonna work.
You need straight rotation. Don't give me any of this queer rotation. I was watching this video of a guy who was very angry, and he was complaining that he didn't like to be labeled cisgendered, because he gets to name his pronouns.
That is funny.
I was like, wow, what?
Oh wait, those were rotators.
But
I mean, I also view cisgender as an insult, but that's just me.
Why? How? That's interesting.
Because I'm just a dude. There's nothing like, you didn't have to add a bunch of extra shit. When I was growing up, we were all just men and women, and if you were something else, then you were an exception. Not some, like, we're not renaming all of the English language for a very small amount of people.
Yeah, I guess it was just easier than saying born biologically male at birth in every conversation.
Right, but again, like I think this whole thing has been blown out of proportion because there's not, like, they are such a huge minority, and the only reason people probably even know about this nonsense is because of social media, and a lot of that is like social media etiquette, I think,
But they didn't,
especially in Discords and things like that.
A Tumblr, right? But they don't stop existing just because people aren't talking about it, though. Like there's still like gender dysmorphia and intersex and
yeah, but why would we change the whole of society for like 0.1% of the population? That makes no sense.
Because 0.1% of the population is still hundreds of thousands of people.
I understand that, but
I mean,
you don't have to like change the whole. You don't have to like cater to just them.
Well, the term existed before the movement, and not even necessarily a movement.
But nobody ever used it. We never heard that before.
Well, because
that's so new.
It's just because there's more awareness for it, for sure. But yeah, no, it existed. It wasn't even for people transitioning and just recognizing the transition. But it was also people who by nature will sometimes change gender spontaneously at puberty. Documented cases, and so they had to have some medical way to describe like what had happened.
Right, which is, I mean, that's fine, but that's medical terms. We don't need to be using that in like, I don't like to be called that. I get genuinely offended. I really do.
But okay, because
like,
you don't like to be called a gender that
I'm just a dude. I'm just a man. You know, like if I tell you
words.
No, here's the thing.
Do you get mad if I call you an
most
hombre?
of the time, if
because I'm saying it in Spanish, and you're like, bro, I'm not an hombre, I'm a man.
You wouldn't say a cis hombre though.
Yeah, I mean, I think you do. I mean, if you were talking about, I'm sure there's a different term in Spanish.
Cis homies. We
Yeah,
got the cis homies.
Yeah, these cis homies. They were, yeah, exactly. They were born naturally men. They were men. They were men at birth. Yeah. Versus anything that may have happened after the fact later.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. It just that shit doesn't really exist where I'm at, and so
Well, it probably
tend not to care
probably
about it
does,
too much, but like,
you may not be aware of it because people just are not. Fair enough, right? Like if you're not like it's not really affecting anybody in your life, um, and like it's not
yeah,
doing anything to you or for you. It seems
no,
like
yeah, and
extra steps, I'm sure.
I've got my own like theories about it, man. A lot of that stuff is happening in the city, and a lot of self-proclaimed like people that are saying that they're coming out as trans or whatever. That's going down because it was absolutely. They just did like a study that confirmed that a lot of it was like a fad, basically. So yes, there are these people that exist,
Yeah.
but there's also so many other people that want to get on that train, that want to be like that. And
Sure,
that's
yeah.
a real thing that happens.
David Bowie
so you can't say
called
like
himself the straightest gay man that ever lived, because in his 20s he was very much transgendered, like queer presenting. He was never, he was like, whatever between the two genders is called. I forget. There's a good word for it. But androgynous. But then as he got older, he got
right.
married. And he kind of settled down and became like more straight. That was like as he got older. And so I think
and there we go. Like people trying to say that you can't choose is fucking bullshit. You can choose.
Well,
you can choose.
no,
bro.
well, okay. So here's something that is interesting, right? So I was in when I moved to Chicago, the first thing I did was look for a job in Boys Town because I figured in the same way that a girl would get hired because she was cute, I could definitely get a job where, the guys think guys are cute. And that would,
Okay.
at least I could quickly, do the hustle, like the girls would do a hustle, right?
It's solid logic, honestly.
And it worked out. It worked out great. And of course they love me, like I could tease them and whatever, and they could never have me. So, like just like, the women's role, things were reversed. So anyway, fun times.
Yeah.
Right, where was it going with that? Oh, right. So I talked to a bunch of gay dudes in doing that. Because I was in my 20s, we're working, just hanging out, doing our thing. And it turns out it was interesting because some people argue, like some people are gay, they can't help it, they've always been that way. That's just who they are, right? But what I came to find out is some people are like that. Like some people will tell you like straight up, they're like, ever since I was little, this is how I've always felt. Some people will describe an event that happened in their life. They're like, either something happened to them or something.
Yeah, and then I decided
they saw something and it kind of like changed their perspective on life. And then also there's a third group, which is what you're talking about. Some gay guys and women, they were like, you know what, fuck the other gender for whatever reason. I would rather do this. And I was like, and so like, because I thought it was all one thing or the other. But like the more I started hearing people's stories, the more I was like, like this is. It's different, right?
This is what pisses me off is because people are trying to make, let's see, a structure for people to live by, but everybody is so much different than each other. You could never do that.
Well,
you can never force anybody to call you by your pronouns. You can never force anybody. You can never force people to not be gay. Both sides are just pretending like, oh, this is the way we want it to be, but it's like everybody's so different. You just need to embrace that fact that like there's going to be people that are different than you, and you can hate them all you want, but you're just going to be wasting energy.
Well, and that's
no point.
that was more the thing, like, why are we upset about the way that people live their lives? Because it's not your life, and that everybody approaches it differently. One of the things that bothers me a lot about gay culture that also bothers me a lot about straight culture is is that in the like Boys Town was where I was working, right? So in the very gay portions of the communities, where people are free to do it, there's sort of this competition to like who can be the most gay, which is so
Yeah.
weird of a thing to build your identity around. Is just
Yes.
your sexual orientation. Now, I've talked to a bunch of dudes and women, but mostly men, who who were living in the cities in the times where they actually had to fight for the right to even exist. Like in the 70s and especially in the 80s when AIDS was happening, there's a big AIDS epidemic. And so there were people who were, they were getting treated like animals because they were gay, because people were
Right.
afraid of the disease, right? And so I heard some tough stories about stuff that was happening, and why people have become like why basically like they became really flamboyant. It was like a statement of like, hey, I'm here. You're not alone if you feel this way. You can't stop us. And so it was like an act of rebellion. So I get that. But now in like a culture of like where it's like, is more accepted. And I say this about straight culture too. Like a group of frat boys who are very like straight. Like, hey, I gotta get these chicks and we gotta fuck them. You're like, dude, like you definitely,
Right.
your life has got to be about more than that. Like, come on, like you can't like
No,
build
exactly.
your whole identity around like whatever your sexual orientation is. So I find that annoying from both of those things. But I've also met a bunch of dudes and women who you would never know. Sorry, buddy, to leave you out there in the audience. I saw you were there, and I'm glad you were able to join us. Dylan Farr.
Hey, he
Um,
made it.
he was able to make it.
Bye, Carrie.
There you go, buddy.
Hey guys.
What's
Hey
up?
Yo,
guys,
what's up?
how do I sound?
You
I'm working off a new headset here.
That's awesome.
Well, you sound good to me.
How do we sound to you?
Hey, hold on one moment, guys. All right, Carrie, thank you. Sorry, I was getting feedback from the guys on how I sounded because we're on Discord and I'm using this new headset. Mom says good night, by the way.
Good night
Right.
to your mom.
Good night.
Mom, the guys on the podcast night as well.
So
Mom,
glad you can join us, buddy.
all right. But yeah, I'm here now, guys.
What's up, man?
So
I apologize about that.
That's all good. This is Flamengo on the call with us. He's a musician for Cox in Space, and we were playing Shapes 2 tonight. So we're gonna be talking about that in addition. That's what the music is you're probably hearing. But yeah, man. So you messaged me. You said you were just coming from an AA meeting, huh? Before you got on. I know it's supposed to be anonymous.
Yes.
But you said you're okay to talk about it.
Yes, I can talk about it, from my perspective, and
For sure.
honestly, it was very helpful.
And also,
I
is
had
there
a
any
bunch of
names of
people that
anybody
were
who was
like-
there you want to share publicly so that we can, find out who they are?
No, I will not. I will not share anyone's. It's an anonymous group,
Oh,
so
dang, almost got you. Okay,
out of respect for the other guys, I'm keeping that.
That was a test
But I will
to see
say,
if you were a traitor or not, but we found that you're not. So
That was the test.
yeah, that's if you can remain an anonymous group.
honestly, it was. I'm gonna be honest. Let me start my story, okay? I've been
Okay.
smoking weed for 19 years.
Damn,
Or 16 years, sorry, 16 years.
gotcha.
Since 2009. Okay? Like, there's not a day that I haven't gone by where I haven't smoked like a damn chimney. Okay, I've smoked so much weed, I used to be on a mental level with Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, and Willie Nelson, and they were like, who the fuck is the autistic Spitfire? But I came to a realization the weed was making me moody, it was making me feel hopeless and down and depressed, and I had to change something.
Fair, fair.
You know, I had to work to change something.
That's awesome. You came to that conclusion
And
yesterday?
yes, but I didn't quit yesterday, I'll be completely honest.
Oh, I gotcha. Because you said right before you started rolling that this was day one for you.
You know, it's interesting that you
Yes,
say
this
that.
was my day one.
Gotcha.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I don't think enough people are talking about it. I'm a personal believer that marijuana is a really good medicine, but it's just that, a medicine.
It is.
And if you overdo
If
it, as a
you
lot of people
abuse
do, it's not going to be any different than alcohol or something else. It can ruin your life the same exact way. And I am a perfect example of that. And like nowadays, I take a microdosing approach. So like instead of smoking all day like I used to, I usually just take like a half a edible in the morning or something, and then it lasts longer, and I can still go about my day and not be stupid as fuck all the time.
Right, you're right.
See, my thing is, if I've tried microdosing, I've tried, smoking one joint a day, things like that. I've tried switching to just vapes, and it's supplementing one way or another. Whether I'm smoking one joint, the rest of the time I'm sitting there like, I can't wait for that next joint, man.
Right.
And then I'm angry for the rest of the day. It's like,
okay.
It makes it sound like an addict. I feel like which I am. I'll admit, I am a fucking addict when it comes to alcohol and weed. I am a fucking addict. It runs in my family. My grandpa was an alcoholic. My dad was an alcoholic. My brother Graham is an alcoholic.
Gotcha.
Okay, alcoholism runs in the family. We are overachievers in my family.
And that's the same for, it doesn't matter what the substance is. Addiction always comes from our hurt that's not healed, and so that's where it doesn't matter if it's alcohol or if it's weed or if it's glue or if it's work, or it's coming from somewhere. So good, you took the first step. You recognize that you're using something as a patch for something else.
Yeah, it wasn't doing what I needed it to do anymore.
Right.
It was becoming more of a detriment than a help. A lot of people can get by and just smoke weed their entire lives and it doesn't bother them at all.
Right.
And I can understand that. I used to be like that. I used to be in my 20s. But in reality, when I'm looking back on it, I'm like, maybe this is why I've constantly been in this hopeless mindset, where I feel like nothing's going to work out and everything's falling apart. I'm like, the first thing that really kind of turned me towards thinking that the weed might be a problem for me was a bus driver. A bus driver told me, yeah, autistic people and weed don't usually mix well together. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean exactly?
Yeah.
She's like,
so did she say why?
And that's the sad truth of the matter is, when our emotions are not controlled or when we're supplementing with something else, like, I'll be honest, a little bit of a tangent.
Okay.
You've heard of ABA therapy for kids, right?
No.
It's a way for them to learn how to approach subjects differently than just anger most of the time. Like, how autistic people are known for being explosive. Like, you've heard of autistic people being called the movie Joe versus the volcano.
I haven't heard that.
That was how they referred to me. Well, the movie Joe versus the volcano is about a guy who deals with anger issues. A lot of autistic people resort to anger because that is the easiest emotion to resort to.
Is that because the brain cloud?
Yeah, like me, for instance, I really used to feel it when that song by Chevelle came on. Red.
Okay.
When that song would come on, I'd feel very, very much in tune with that song because I had a lot of anger issues. I was known for blowing up in school. They had to build 2 special padded rooms in 2 different schools because of me.
That's what you'd say.
Like,
in a place to
But it's like when autistic people get emotional, the first thing we do most of the time is we see red.
Right.
We see red like a bull.
Right. My mom is a teacher with autistic people, and that's one of the things she says she works with a lot is that because when things get frustrating for us, our first response is to just like strike, right? Like we're gonna deal with the results later, but like right now, we just gotta attack it. And I've definitely destroyed a lot of things personally, and then been like why did I do that? That was dumb. I needed that thing.
Well, like I'll scream at my mom sometimes, and that's not acceptable.
Right. And right now,
like
she's not getting better, I imagine. And so you're like,
no, and I've had to. And I realized part of the problem was the weed. The weed was a major part of my problem. Where is that music coming from? Is that the little game right there?
Yeah, it's the game.
Yeah, it's the game.
Okay, I was like, man, my life story comes with a soundtrack that's kind of bitchin', man.
You didn't know that once you got sober that you would always have a soundtrack? Yeah, that's pretty much
right. That's how it works.
You've been missing out this whole time. Yeah.
And I know there's going to be a lot of people that listen to this and are like, oh, weed's not addictive. Okay, go off the weed and tell me you don't become moody off of it. Tell me you don't get a little snappy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's something.
It's not as bad as nicotine, but like it's bad.
Well, it can be really bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the same as caffeine, the same as nicotine. It's the same as people are really riding their B vitamins right now with like energy drinks. The niacin is as addicting as weed is psychologically.
Right.
Because they want to.
That's why when people quit the energy drinks, they become angry.
Yeah.
Yep.
They become angry after trying to quit energy drinks too. It's
you'll see the usage elevate where they started with 1 and now they're using 2 in the first morning hour. And then generally over time it's becoming 3 and same thing. But it's coming from the same place, right? Addiction is always coming from there's a hurt or a series of hurts that are not being dealt with in your mind, or open loops is another one that your brain's not closing that loop, and so it rushes to the addiction to silence the hurt. Chandler, you said that it's a medicine, and it is, and also opiates are a medicine. They're fantastic for killing pain. When you're in positions of great pain, that's when you should be using an opiate. But people, when they have hurts and these open inside wounds, right? They're trying to close off the pain. Is when they run to addiction, either smoking or gambling or sex or like any of the substances we've mentioned. And that's where I'm glad you're going to this anonymous group. Because that's what they're about too. Is they're about like controlling the things that you can and not stressing yourself out of the things you can't control.
That's one of the things I've always been very afraid of things falling apart in my world.
Right.
And
For
I've
sure.
always tried to control things and that's something I'm having to change lately, is that I can't keep everything from falling apart. Sometimes things are just going to fall
They
apart.
do. And ultimately everything will, right?
And the best thing you can do is learn how to pick up the pieces after something falls apart. Sometimes we can't prevent it from happening, but what we can do is react to it better.
Right. Recognize that things falling apart is not abnormal. It's just part of the process.
Yep. Oh, would you guys like a stupid joke?
Of course, man.
Since we're
Yeah,
here,
bro.
this is one of my favorite jokes to tell. Believe it or not, I used to be almost 500 pounds.
Wow.
That is not an exaggeration. The scale read 475.
Dang.
You've heard of Jelly Roll? I was Jelly Donut.
Yeah.
Kicker is, I'm not diabetic. That's
How?
an insane amount of luck to be almost 500 pounds and not be diabetic.
Yeah.
Dare I say, that's the same amount of luck as the guy that got to leave work early on September 11th.
Wow.
Told that joke, and a guy that wrote for Jay Leno, he was like, that is a very well-constructed joke. Like, well, thank you. Like, I don't consider my writing very good, but that's a compliment I will take.
Right. It had to be well constructed to support all the heft. So. All right. So, but no. What do you? So you've lost a bunch of weight. You must be significantly less than 500 pounds now.
235.
That's my guy. How tall are you? He's like
5'7". 5'7".
Right on, dude. Progress, man. That's 150 pounds,
And
170 pounds.
That's close to half your body weight, bro.
230.
That's what's up.
My heaviest was 475.
Damn.
So 235 takes me down 240 pounds. That is over half my body weight.
Yeah, there you go. Flamingo just called that out. That's over half your body weight. Way to go. Cause
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm not proud of myself for a lot of things, but that is one of the things I am most proud of, is that I was able to lose that much weight. I never in a million years thought I'd be this small.
That's
Never in a million years.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've noticed about my own life. Like, after I've achieved something, even the small thing, just recognizing that I have done that thing, when I face other challenges, I'm like, well, in your instance, I lost half my body weight with, intention. So I can do this thing also. And in the place that you're going to right now, where you're like, all right, I'm going to be sober. Remember, you also got yourself to lose half your body weight. So sobriety is just another challenge for you to overcome, right?
Yes, it is. It's something I am not going to give up on. My dad, as I said, was a severe alcoholic. He used to beat my mom.
Damn.
He used to get so drunk, he would beat my mom.
Motherfucker, I'm sorry.
And one day she got really tired of it. And she told him, you either change your ways or I'm taking the kids and I'm leaving you.
Good for her.
Oh, my mom, I love my mom. She is a strong woman. She is a very strong woman. After my dad died, I was 5 years old. That left her with kids at 5, 7, and 8.
Wow.
Yeah, my brothers and I were still little. She raised all three of us on her own.
Jeez.
Teacher meetings, everything. She stepped down from the job she worked. She went to school to be a respiratory therapist. So let me put this into perspective for you.
Okay.
She changed the diapers of 3 young boys, took care of a dying husband, went to school, and worked full time.
Oh my God.
My mom was fucking Superwoman.
That's what I was gonna say. Is your mom's a superhero?
Like
That was
when
the only thing I could think. Also, like, damn.
Like, when you hear these people talk about, oh, I want to be strong, independent woman. My mom was a strong, independent woman.
Damn, who did
That
not
is what
need
my
no
mom
man.
was. No, she didn't. Actually, she never remarried. Never.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how that
Never
wouldn't be worth the
thought-
trouble. Like, why would you? If you see that the dude's not bringing anything to it.
She used to always tell me, God will have to put a man in front of me that is willing to accept my kids along with me, not
Right.
just me. And back in the 90s, that was not easy to find. Like, now you have the guys that are like, yeah, I'll raise another man's kids, but back then, that was nearly impossible.
Yeah, it was definitely a different time for sure. So yeah, I get that. The way that relationships are now, like marriage is more skewed than ever in history, I think. But yeah, no, that's a tough time. And then single moms were definitely looked down on. For some reason, it was crazy because I mean, obviously your mom's doing a shit ton of work.
Yeah, my mom was a very strong woman. Like, I am talking probably one of the strongest people I will ever know in my life. I'm talking, she's the kind of woman that I dreamed of, like, growing up and being like her, being able to do all the things that she did for us.
You mean like
Sorry, I'm
provide for
clearing out.
your kids that way?
Yeah, yep. My
Right.
brothers and I, like, there was a lot that happened. And she had... My brother Andy, he tried to kill himself at least 14 times that we know of.
Wow.
Yeah, he was an overachiever.
I hope he's not succeeded.
No, he did not. He just decided to cut us out of his life eventually. So... And I understand.
Gotcha.
No, that's
Gotcha.
that's just how things go sometimes. Sometimes people will leave.
Well,
There's
you
not
got
much else you can do.
right. Like, there's the trauma, though, right? Of what was going on in your household as you guys were growing up. I mean, you said that your dad was getting drunk, and then he died when you guys were 5 and 7 and 9, right?
Yes, but he died. The way he died from complications of multiple sclerosis. He had gotten sober before he died.
Okay, that's awesome.
And like, he actually made that a big thing. And interesting fact, I'm going to the same place that he used to go back in the 90s to get sober.
Wow. This is the last time you were on, it was the 30-year anniversary since his death, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, I gotcha. So he had gotten sober, and then the multiple sclerosis complications got him. But again, all that's happening when your brother is small. So I mean, yeah, that's why I can understand like the kind of hopelessness that would make you want to end your own life. I'm just going to pause to throw in, as we do at this time, that if you do feel that way, you can always reach out to 988. It's a number that you can text or you can call. They are not like 911. It does not take an emergency for them to be called, and they are happy to talk to you about anything that you want to talk about. So if you're just in a place where you're feeling hopeless and you need someone to talk to, 988 is the place you can do it. So if you're in a place that, say, like your brother is, Dylan. So, um, also, I just want to mention that this Cox and Space Behind the Scenes podcast, we're hanging out with Flamingo on the Sesh program as we're just chilling in some free time. It's important to do that also. But this is for Cox and Space, and you can find out more about Cox and Space at coxandspace.com and find out everything we've got going on there. Right,
Space.
exactly. So you can see what we've got going on, connect with our Facebook, our Patreon, our Discord, and reach out to us if you'd like to. So we're going to get back to the show with Dylan Farr. Dylan, I'm sorry that that does suck, and then also, right, like, how trauma not only affects you, and you're saying with your addiction, but then also, it affects your brother in that way where he's just like, I just don't want to be here.
Yeah, it's the sad truth about mental health and addiction. Like, my brother Andy, he's done more drugs than I can count. Like, he's done pretty much every drug that I can think of. I don't know what drugs he's done exactly, but he used to tell me he did a lot of fucking drugs. And that's the truth of the matter, is that doing a lot of drugs is gonna fuck with your head eventually.
Well, it definitely changed your body chemistry, yeah.
And him, like, he never tried to kill himself like the classic ways. No, his was always attempted by overdose.
Wow.
But he wouldn't take just normal meds to overdose. No, he was on time-released medications. I remember I was about 12 or 13, and he overdosed one Christmas. And I remember we went to the hospital to see him, and the brain scans, his brain was going off like a ping pong ball. Like, it was just firing constantly.
Oh my God.
Like, he'd shoot up wide-eyed, So, I was angry. I was angry at my brother, and what did I do? I got a little spiteful.
Okay, how so?
It was Christmas time. I wore a Santa hat. Short little fat man wearing a Santa hat, asking if you see elves. Yeah, no, yeah, I wanted to get back at my brother with that.
Ooh,
I was just like, no,
Wait, why? Why was that? Because you were extremely.
I walked into the emergency room. My mom and I did. We went to see my brother because my mom was distraught, as she should be.
Right.
Her son just tried to kill himself, and his roommates managed to get him, to the ER.
Right, damn.
But, like, she'd grown to the point that she waited. Like, anytime one of his friends called, she waited and was like, okay, did he try to kill himself again? Like, it got to the point that she expected it of him.
Wow.
And it was not good. It was not good at all.
So
but anyways, we went up to the ER, and my mom's talking to the doctors, and like she when the doctors leave, she's standing there looking at my brother, and my mom's really sad. My brother shoots up, and like he's looking around wild-eyed, and I'm like, Andy, I'm in the Santa hat and my coat. I'm like, Andy, do you see elves? And he stopped. He stared at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, see, this is what you get. This is what you get for causing heartache to our mother.
Oh my God. I see how you're just like fucking with them. Got it.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was royally pissed.
And
because my mom My mom would bend the heavens for us if she could.
Right.
My mom would slap God if it came down to it.
Okay.
My mom would slap God.
That's a statement for sure. It's your response is a very typical one to people who have tried to take their own lives, which is part of also the stigma of reaching out, because they're afraid that somebody's going to be angry at them for what they're doing or thinking. So I can understand that. At the same time, it's just like it's so hard, right? Because you're like, don't do that again, and then they're in a place that they're just hurt.
But that's the thing. My brother Andrew never really cared. It was always about what benefits Andy, and it's still to this day that way. What benefits Andy? Whether or not he'll help you, can it benefit him?
Okay. Sounds like he is either a narcissist or a sociopath.
Yeah, my brother's one of those.
I gotcha. Which is unfortunate.
Just probably why the women loved him.
Gotcha. Also, a thing that is pretty common.
I'm sorry. That is just... I could never...
Well, hopefully not, because he's your brother. Okay, yeah, I won't write jokes. I'm not a joke writer. That was the second time this week where I've tried to bust these jokes out, and I've learned my lesson. And it was actually with Lisa Green, which is also kind of embarrassing because she's also a very talented comedian.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I'm focusing on setting up. I got a new wallet, and it's weird. I got a new leather wallet, and I'm like, I have to figure out how to fit everything in here.
That
leather does
tricky.
Leather does not bend as easily as like one of the other wallets that's like more material like.
Right. So fancy you getting a leather wallet.
I know. I was like, I need one. I'm like, it's about time I got one.
You coming up in the world.
You know, a little bit. I had a little bit of money from my last paycheck from the haunted house. So I got a few things, and like, I don't know. I miss working there.
If only we could have a haunted house all year round.
They do in some places. They do have year-long haunted houses some places.
Is it something that you would do if you could?
Fuck yeah, I would. If they hired me to work at a haunted house year-round, fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm sorry, a haunted house is the only place you get to channel serial killer energy and not get put in prison for it.
Right. Yeah, that's...
I can't tell you how many couples I stalked in that place, because, alright, I was in what I called my little hidey hole. Alright, let me set the scene for you, okay? I was a zombie park ranger, okay? I was a park ranger that was a zombie, okay?
Fun.
They had this little makeshift shack, kind of, in the scenery. Well, they never looked at the shack. There were maybe like 2 or 3 people that like knew like, hey, that's a spot somebody would come out of. But most people are looking at the big crate in my scene, and they're like waiting for someone to pop out next to that. Anytime like 2 people, like if it's a bigger group, I couldn't do it. But if it were just 2 people, like my favorite was when you had the 6-foot-tall guy and like the 4-foot-something woman, like walk.
This is also my favorite couple for some reason too.
Just stroll up behind them quietly, you know. For a 235-pound guy, I can be very quiet. But I would walk up behind them, and I'd walk with them a bit, and then when they started to notice me, I'd just be like, scared the hell out of them.
Right.
Scared the hell out of them.
She like leaps up into her. I'm sorry. He leaps up into her arms. This big 6 foot tall dude being carried around by a 4 foot tall, like tough little girl.
Scooby dude.
Yeah.
I just Scooby Dooed him.
Hilarious, bro.
I had a lot of fun with that job. Like a lot of fun.
I can see. Yeah, that is fun. So yeah, not a serial killer, but sometimes it's fun to.
But your job is to not the serial killer bit, but it was my way of describing, like, you can channel like your scariest energy, the scariest mindset you can think of, without going overboard. Because what you do is you just get in that mindset of, I need to scare the shit out of these people.
Right, yeah.
So what did I do? I was just like, okay. I'd tuck my keys into my pocket so they didn't jingle when I moved.
Ah.
Yeah, I have one of those old antique keybacks like the janitors would have.
Okay, yeah.
And what I'd end up doing is I'd tuck that in my pocket, because one night a woman was like, oh, I could hear you jingling as you approached. I was like, bet, problem solved.
Right.
I was just like, bet.
Yeah.
No, you got it. Quiet is the better thing. And my grandpa used to tell me that they always carried their dog tags and stuff in baggies because they didn't want the jingling, and so that gave me the idea to put my keys in my pocket, because
Gotcha.
it was stealth. I was like, I need stealth and just some tactical like ability here. Most of them were taken aback by the sets and stuff that we were on. Me, I was right outside the second bar. We have a bar crawl in our haunt that I was working at. And that was my favorite part, because the people knew I was outside that door waiting for them. I'd still scare them every fucking time. The security guard for the bar, like, they'd look at him like he'd done something wrong by not warning them, and he'd be like, hey, he's good at his job. I had fun with it. That's what you're supposed to do. When you're acting, you're not really putting yourself in the mind of a serial killer. Right. You're pretending, hey, I need to scare the hell out of these people by being scary.
Right, yeah.
So in reality, I was more trying to be a monster than anything.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you have to do in a job like that, is you have to channel your inner monster. You have to make yourself scary.
Well, that's what people signed up for. So if you don't, you're not giving your audience what they wanted.
Well, and yet again, not all audiences wanted to be scared either.
Right.
There were times I would make jokes. I'd be like, don't feed the animals in my forest. And they'd be like, what kind of animals do you have? I was like, lions, tigers. Oh, what was the third one? Oh, yeah, politicians. Definitely don't feed those.
Right. Because
like, I had a blast with that gig.
That is super fun. I can see why you would. I'm doing a crowd work gig on and off now, where I get to go to basically where there's like kids and people who are like excited to see me as like an entertainment animal. I'm dressed up in an animal costume.
Are you a furry?
No, but it's essentially that, but for an actual reason. So getting paid to do that, be an entertainment in that costume. But like it's like that's the sort of thing. Like I'm not the sort of person who's like huggy or wants to pose for photos or like dance and like be silly like that. Like that's not my general motif. But like that's the show that they sign up for. Like that's who that they want. And so like I would be a real jerk not to give them that. Because that's what the show is, and then to the best that I can, just the same way there's like the role in the horror is to scare them when they want to be scared. But like the role of this is to like to be silly and fun. So yeah, I get that for sure.
What is this game? I keep getting distracted by it. You're building pipes?
So you're watching it, right? Okay, this is Shapes too. I totally figured that you would you would love this game because of the way that it's all like meticulous setup. Does it tingle your brain?
A little bit. My autistic brain is like, look at it go, and I'm not even high, and this is like.
Homie, I was like, oh yeah. He was like, hey, we're gonna play Shapes 2, and I was like, oh, we got Dylan on, who's like super autistic, and we'll love that. Because like, look how neat and tidy all this shit is. So it's about rotating the shapes that you're mining into the correct position to put them into the portal.
Cutting them and painting them. Actually, we're about to unlock painting, and so that's good timing.
Nice. So all you have to do is now find squares, and you can make them any color you want.
Yeah, enough of these circle square things, and we'll be able to start painting our own shapes instead of having to like cut them and put them together all the time.
Which is cool because you'll see on some of these things I saw you setting up rotations because you had to get them into the correct position too. Yeah. So yeah.
Like, what is the goal of this exactly? Like, I'm watching it, and it looks fun, but I'm like, it looks very complicated too.
It can be complicated, but the beautiful thing about it that I find is that it's as complicated as you want it to be. You can just do kind of what I'm doing, and this is obviously how you need to play in the early game. Like, just find what you need, mine it, and then send it on the belts to the hub, right? And then that gives you points to like upgrade your factory.
Is the hub that big vortex thing?
Yeah, it's actually called the vortex. In the old game, it was called the hub, so I still call it that. But this it's called the vortex. Yeah.
So all the pieces are going into that.
Yep.
They're all swirling.
Just go into the. Yep.
And then he's trying to collect.
Sometimes I just sit here and watch them.
The upper left-hand corner, where it's counting up. It's like 506, 509, right?
Yes.
Where you're saying like how many you got of how many. And so right now he's trying to collect those ones. Oh, and then there's another one.
Shows you each piece you need. It actually has its own code system. So this is like the shape code for this.
Oh wow.
And then so but then once you get more, here I'll show you. So you upgrade your factory with you can make your belts go faster, you can make your cutters go faster, and you typically want them all to be upgraded the same amount so that you're getting maximum efficiency. But then you unlock different buildings that do different things.
It's a grinding game based.
It is kind of grindy.
Okay.
But you make blueprints.
The grindy game.
you can make blueprints though, so like it's not grindy. You know what I mean? So once you have blueprints, so like I was showing Skip this earlier. Take this. Where's my cutter? Yeah, we'll just call it a stacker. Why not? Take this stacker. If I didn't want to have to rebuild this every single time, I just save it as a blueprint, and then I have it to use next time I need to use it. And that, it makes it like so much faster. And then also these upgrades, like there's trains, and you can unlock trains. And that makes
it's an autistic game.
I told
you, fucking trains. It is an autistic game.
But you have to succeed. You have to like achieve trains. You don't just get trains.
Yeah. You don't just
So
get trains either.
they
You
knew
gotta
who
be
their
a fan.
audience was, and they knew how to like put the bait in front of them.
Well, where's
Yeah.
the fun if you don't just get the train?
Well, you
And then
have
after
conveyor
trains,
belts.
it gets more complicated with wires. If you want, you don't have to play like that, but you can do wires and stuff to where, everything it's all about automation. You just want to make everything as automated as possible, to where, and then the goal of the game is just I don't know, it's satisfying. It's extremely satisfying watching something that you built like do its thing, and then also like it tells you how many shapes per minute you're making, and people try to get that number up to like as high as they can get it.
Of course, nice.
and then-
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yeah. So there's really no beating the game, because after you are done with all of these milestones, like I'm in the top 11% of the world for this game. And this is
You're
as
in the
far
top
as I've gotten.
11% of the world,
Right?
Yeah. And then this
of the entire
I haven't
world that
done
we
11.
live in.
of
Yes.
the world. Yeah, let me see
And
if
the
I can
fantasy
find where it
realms
says
that also lap over into our world.
Huh.
I think I can find where it says that. Hold on. I'm not talking out of my ass.
Also, while you're looking for that, it's a good time to comment that we're about 10 minutes from the end of the show. So it's a good time to call this out, that you are in the top 11% of this game. So that's respectable.
I have to
That's okay.
find where that is.
I found out recently I'm in the top 11% of eating men in the world.
Really?
Hey, that's the place to be.
You got that?
Very good place to be.
you got that PSL, bro.
Okay, is it? It's gotta be in here. It's not in the main menu.
How did you make this discovery, Dylan?
My ex wanted to enter me into a eating contest.
Wow. Okay. All right.
All right. First time we were together, I ate her to 15.
Wow. Jeez.
And the following day, I ate her to another 10. So yeah, hyperfixations are a thing.
Yeah.
Very true.
Exactly.
Well, I have fun talking about bullshit.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Wow. If you guys want to know, you can find him at the Autistic Spitfire Comedy, pretty much everywhere. If you need a face to sit on. So, I know he's always there to lend a soft, cushy face whenever you're,
And a wiggly tongue.
yeah, when your bits start weeping. So. So
I have fun making those jokes. Like, there are people that don't like it when I talk about eating. It's like I'm a guy. I
Right.
love doing that. Get over it.
Yeah, exactly. What do you rather want me? I guess some second jokes. Like, what? You make up your mind.
Like,
What would you prefer?
Nobody wants to hear about sucking.
Right? Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about it. Even people that suck don't want to hear about sucking because they're so tired of sucking.
I mean,
They're just like, oh, I suck
okay,
too
here
much."
it is. So I had to go to so this is my main world where
Okay.
I have more stuff built. You can see my trains and everything like that.
train.
Hey. That's like my one ex. The whole reason I fell in love with her, she was in a wheelchair. I saw her wheels and I was like, trains.
Oh, wow.
Here's my color factory.
That was
I'm gonna
a
be
dark
building one of these. This is every paint that you can make in the game, all going to one train. And
The one
where's that
train.
Yep. Here's the color train.
The color train.
And it stops here and it picks up yellow because that's the only one I'm using right now.
Okay.
And then but this train can go anywhere and deliver color to any part of the world. There it
Wow.
is.
That-
Can it deliver yellow to Antarctica?
It really could, honestly. If I could find Antarctica on this, which
Wait,
I mean, it's endless.
Are you telling me you can send your things that you make to other people that play this game?
No, that would be cool though. It's not a multiplayer game though.
Oh my god, it should be just like people being like, "Hey, here's some supplies."
Alright, so here it is. On this world, I'm operator level 87, which is top 11% worldwide.
Wow.
Okay.
I've done all of these. I still have to do this one and that one and this one and that one. But my goal for this series is to get to top 10%.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome. And it wasn't just speaking out his ass. Facts right there. If
No,
you
I
guys
had to
wanted
prove
to
it.
know. Yeah, and this sort of thing, if you are going to
I
claim
wasn't
that,
bullshitting.
yeah, you do need to prove it. So
Yeah.
and you got that. Guys, we are coming into the last 5 minutes of the show. Do you have any final thoughts, Dylan or Flamingo, that you would like to make sure we get into this podcast?
Yeah, actually, I would like to say something a little serious.
Okay.
Flamingo, you go first. You go first.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, we didn't get painting unlocked, but I can probably just leave this running, and then next time we play, we'll have painting unlocked.
How
you guys
far,
can see
how far away
on the
are we
stream
from
that
getting
this is-
painting unlocked?
Just this shape that's still counting. These all have check marks on them, so this one's the only one left.
Gotcha.
I've gotten 1,400 out of 8,000.
Oh, so it is just really
And-
it's the farming, killing time. Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, right now, because what I built here is like super inefficient, but it was better than coming up here and doing it, I guess. I was just lazy. I could have made it way faster, but it's all good.
Gotcha. Well,
But what I
just call
want to
this
say, I want to say something on a little more serious note.
all right.
Back to what we were talking about earlier with the addiction and things like that.
Yeah.
If you ever think you need help, or you ever have reached a point where it's unmanageable, check out a group. Check out your local AA. Check out local NA. Whatever. Even if it's just AA, it's called Alcoholics Anonymous, but the program works for more than just alcohol. That's the honest truth, is it works based on addiction. Not your type of addiction, but addiction in itself. It's
Yeah.
just alcohol. At the time the stuff was really, written, alcohol was the big thing everyone was tackling. Weed wasn't legal at that point, and everything else is definitely not legal. But
I'll add to that a little bit. So I will recommend that, but also if for some reason you feel like you need a different flavor of recovery, you can try out Dharma. There are Dharma groups in a lot of different places.
what's
And
Dharma?
Dharma is what helped me a lot. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's like the AA tends to be more Christian backed, and
Yeah.
Dharma is like the Buddhist version of it. So instead of the 12 steps, it's called the Eightfold Path, and same idea, just a
Okay.
different way of doing it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
I
shout that out, 'cause
don't
that really
knock
helped me out.
anyone. I don't knock anyone for what they do.
Yeah. And along
know,
the same lines,
And even
I'd like to call out emotional sobriety groups, which is kind of the thoughts I've been throwing in while we've been talking as well, which is the idea that hurt is the main cause for addiction. That's why people do what they do and keep going back to it, and that when you solve those hurts is when and you deal with your emotions that are pent up, is when those addictions they begin to go away. Anyway, there's options, right? For anyone who is like, I don't want to do this anymore. There's a bunch of
Yes.
really good options, and a lot of people have found help through them. So in all three of these cases, AA, Dharma, and emotional sobriety. So
All right, guys, I'm hopping off here for the night. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah.
It has been a blast.
It's nice meeting you.
yeah, good to have you on to come back. We'll be on real soon. The date that I sent to you, I'm still down if you want to in a couple weeks. So
All right.
yeah, since you all downloaded
Right.
everything.
Yeah, I could probably do that. So, all right, guys.
Check out the Autistic Spitfire Comedy in all the places that you check stuff out on social media. That's where Dylan Farr is at.
Yep.
You
The
can
the only place you can't find me as Autistic Spitfire Comedy right now is Facebook, and that's because I have to make a Facebook page for it.
fair enough.
So,
Okay, so don't go looking there. Look for him as Dylan Farr.
well, you can find me on Facebook, but that's under Dylan Patrick Farr. That's my Facebook name. So, but you know, I plan on making an Autistic Spitfire Comedy page. So,
That is awesome, and you're gonna have all the time to do that now. If you guys also want to check out Flamingo's music, you can go check out SoundCloud.com/Flamingo Music. Check that out. You can also check us out, coxandspace.com, and see the shows we've got going on, the animation that's been happening, and the project as a whole. So, thank you so much for being here with us, and we'll see you soon.
thank you for
on the
having me.
next episode of the Sesh Program.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
All right. Bye.